Sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. And then leave me alone. Don't try to wake me in the morning, 'cause I will be
Hello and
gone.
welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast, PCP, and we're here once again to entertain you with wily stories about our lives and the things that we like to talk about. I'm the host of this thing. I'm the best guy ever, bestie boy, Nate, cool guy. We also got Digibro.
Hey.
We got Ben Saint.
It's me.
Patreon.com. Endless Jess.
Lightning bolt, sleep, sleep, sleep.
And the Devoo.
Bunch of Z's.
Yeah, because our topic for today is indeed snooze factor, sleep, the
Now,
restful thing you gotta do every night.
Sleeps is a boring topic. A lot of people say sleep's a boring topic.
And
Those
I'm
people
one of
suck.
them.
Sleep is a fascinating
I
topic.
am also
I mean,
one of them.
No,
I mean, it
sleep
can
is the
be.
most interesting topic in the world, and it's because I've got a great anecdote about my life and how it's been ruined by
See,
sleep.
Here's the thing. This is how this podcast, like, conceptually, if you're doing a
Yeah.
podcast about sleep, it's all just going to be people talking about how little sleep they get, what
Yeah.
hours they sleep, what weird-ass sleep schedules they've gotten onto, and possibly, if we're particularly unlucky, dreams. So,
Oh no, we're not getting into
Let's
dreams.
avoid
This
the
is-
topic of
Yeah.
dreams.
Okay, it
We're
sounds
gonna-
like
Except
no
for
one-
mine, because I had a really interesting one last night. You won't believe this. It was
Okay,
trippy.
hold on, guys.
I must have been
Typically,
high. I must
you
have been
know,
on drugs or something.
if
I must
no
have been
one-
taking
Shut up.
PCP.
Shut up! I had a dream this
Damn it.
morning when I woke up this morning, and my dream was that I had slept for like 14 hours straight, and that dream came true! It was real! My life was ruined today because I slept so long. It doesn't even make sense. I hate it. It's the worst. Right?
Every day I
Agreed?
wake up and I don't get out of bed, and I feel like I have slept the entire day. I feel like it's like 8 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I feel like I just keep putting off.
It's 8 is nighttime. It's not afternoon.
I know. I feel like I've slept until 8 in the afternoon, but then I.
No, it's night.
But then shut up. But then I get up and it's still early, and I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused about my life.
I do hate that. I do hate that.
My
And
schedule.
Digi famously has a retardedly gay sleep schedule, as he describes it, right?
yeah, I sleep at random times. It's pretty much been that way my whole life. I've never been able to, like...
Was school a challenge for that
Yeah,
purpose?
like,
me too.
For me, it was like, you know, because we had a bedtime of like 10 o'clock, and me and Victor both had this problem. We just lay in bed for hours and just stare at the
Dude,
fucking
you know what I would do? You know what?
Worst
I did that
stuff.
exact same thing. I would stay up and I would play my Game Boy SP. Such fond memories of playing. No, not my. Yeah, my SP with the
Yeah, me-
fucking backlight. The backlight ruined my sleep schedule. If it wasn't for that backlight, I would have gotten 1,000 more hours of sleep.
Yo,
The
you
other
gotta
reason why
download-
handheld consoles are totally worthless.
You gotta download Flux
Nate,
on
I
your
did
Game
the
Boy
exact
SP.
same thing with the. I did
What's
the
that?
exact
What's
same
that?
thing with the exact same console, the Game Boy Advance SP.
I'm not surprised.
You
And
gotta
what was it?
download
What'd you say,
Flux
Ben?
onto your Game Boy SP.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Going to hurt my eyes when I'm blasting
That would actually
fucking
be
Super
cool.
Mario.
gotta
Mario
tint it
Luigi
red.
Superstar Saga, playing thousands of hours into the night.
Exactly,
that was
that
my life.
exact game with the exact
Yeah, dude.
situation.
Yeah, dude, best game of all time. So anyone here like sleep? Does anyone have a positive view of
Well,
sleep?
I do. I just
kinda
wish
like
there was
it.
a whole lot less of it you
I
had
love
to do.
getting into bed
I
at an
hate getting into
appropriate
bed.
time. I enjoy that.
Here's what I feel about sleep is I hate I hate starting it, and I
Yeah,
hate
okay.
stopping it. I hate everything about it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like when
I'm
I
with you.
resigning myself to go to bed for the evening is I'm just giving up. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just it's over. I've failed. I've failed at whatever it is I'm trying to do right now. Time to just embrace,
and
embrace
Ben,
oblivion.
that might be more true than you know, because theoretically, if you subscribe to the I forgot the term for it, but the term that every time you go to sleep you die and woke as a new person with new memories,
yeah.
you
That's
might
actually
have
what
failed
I'm counting on when I go to bed. I don't.
That
to
I'll
be
never
reborn
wake
like
up.
a magnificent phoenix.
I don't have a sleep schedule. Like, I don't go to bed when I'm physically tired. I go to bed when I'm emotionally exhausted and drained, and I don't want to live in this world anymore. And I just want this version of me to die so that tomorrow
Yeah.
some new man can take my place and maybe
A
make
new
some more
brave
leeway
soldier.
than I did. Maybe chip away at the
Yeah.
world a little bit more than I accomplished.
Which really, if you think about it, is what humanity does on a whole as well. We're just sending out new foot soldiers to try to pave ways for the rest of us.
I completely relate to what Jesse was saying, though, and I brought that up at the end of Insomnia Analysis 2, where I was saying that, like, whenever I have these days where it's like being awake is only gonna make me more miserable, and the only thing I can do is try to sleep.
Oh yeah, right. I
like,
remember that.
It's like a reset button. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
This was all a failure. It all has to burn. We'll try again.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work because the longer you sleep, at least this is for me, the longer I sleep, the guiltier I feel when I wake up. It only
'Cause you're not doing-
it only makes everything
Well,
worse.
Ben, I have some luck in this
you can
regard.
you can reset the Sega as many times as you want. You're still playing the same shitty game.
Right.
It's still fucking
Yeah, that's right.
Disney's Roar of
You're
the
still
Beast.
playing fucking Sonic and Knuckles, and you
Disney's
don't
Roar
have
of
the
the
expansion.
Beast.
Oh, it's fucking
life.
I have some luck in that situation, Ben, because I don't have any way of keeping track how long like I kind of
What
think.
do you mean you don't have a clock?
Well, I fall asleep
off the grid.
and I'm like, well, because I usually have to lay in bed for like an hour before I'll actually pass out, so I don't really know when I fell asleep. I have like a kind of vague idea, and then I wake up and it's like, well, I guess I slept for 8 hours. Maybe it was 10. I really am not
Dude,
entirely sure.
I'm such a I can't allow because it'll happen to me like it happened today. I'll sleep for fucking 12 hours straight if I don't set my alarms for 8 hours. I don't even know why. I'm a deformed individual. I'm not a real human being. I've got some shit fucked up inside me.
You
I
know.
have to set this like. I set literally like 8 alarms to go off in 5-minute intervals every morning. It's a real fucking annoyance every night when I go to sleep. I have to calculate, okay, 8 hours from now, I'm gonna need like 10 billion alarms to go off, so I don't
All
fucking
right.
waste the entire day.
You want me to talk about how I get myself awake and all that stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with at the beginning of life when sleeping is miserable because you're a kid, you can't decide anything, and your parents are old people who don't understand. No white noise. White noise wasn't invented yet when they were people, and freaking ASMR wasn't invented at all yet, right?
White noise
Right,
existed. It just wasn't something you could load up on your computer.
Well, it was all in black
if
and
you
white
couldn't
noise.
load it on your computer, it effectively didn't exist.
Yeah.
But
You
go
had
on.
to create
'Cause,
your
like-
own white noise farm, like a wind farm.
Yeah, like in the old days, they would
had to
hire
generate it.
quiet individuals
You had
to
you had to grow TVs out of the soil with little rabbit ear antennas.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how you pluck them out of the ground, like turnips.
Exactly, man.
Brief tangent.
Now, I
tangent.
discovered white noise like incidentally because like there was an attic fan like right right outside my bedroom door, and whenever there was something that happened in the house that we had the attic fan out, like some corpses that we had to burn, something like that, never know. We turned on the
Yeah,
attic
right.
fan, to wisp away all of the sin. And I would
Yeah,
just be laying
right,
there
right.
in
What?
utter tranquility, and I was like, "What is this that's going on? How is all this noise making me sleep better? Oh my gosh! Too bad I'm a kid with no agency over my life and can't just turn on this attic fan every night, all night." So then when I get in my own room, have my own computer, I discover like white noise and immediately get into rain sounds. Shout out to rainymood.com. It's rain
Way-
all the time.
way
I
into
like
rain
that sound. On that
sounds.
subject, I gotta say that the onset of summer has been the best thing for my sleep life because now I have an air conditioner unit in my window. It's super loud and rattly, but it's perfect white noise. It's like the thrum of a mother's heartbeat as I rest in the womb.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
And
like,
not to
like a
mention it-
heartbeat.
I keep it at max. My room is like an icy tomb, so I'm just like
Yeah,
sitting there.
you
in
gotta
the
love
cold
that
embrace.
healthy rhythmic sound of a heartbeat that sounds like. That's the sound of a healthy heart right there.
yeah,
for
man.
sure.
I gotta say, Davu, relevant to the rainy mood, I do owe quite a bit of sleep in my life to the website, or rather, type rainfire jazz onto Google, and you'll get this. It's like a mute this, play that, or play these together thing, where it'll play a video of rainfall, a video of a burning fire in a fireplace, and then a video of the song the smell of black coffee from Phoenix Wright, like the jazz
Oh
version.
yeah, do 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 do. I actually found a 3-hour video which was most relaxing jazz music, and it was just that on loop for 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's
It's-
lazy.
And if
I know,
you're
right?
on this website, it just keeps looping those things forever. So I've had
That's
like
cool.
times where I've listened to like 48 hours of just that song over Rain and Fire all day. But
The only time a YouTuber is allowed to cry is when it's all over. So one time I was
wait. So I found out about white noise, and
That
maybe
was
some
profound.
of you guys,
Yeah.
maybe some of you guys could back me up. I don't know if Devu would, but from the Oblongs. Anybody remember the
No.
Oblongs?
I remember.
Oh,
it.
I remember
Not
'em.
that well.
What was this? I don't know.
It was an Adult Swim show that
No,
had
no, I
Will
know the
Ferrell
show. I
in
don't
it.
know what
It
you're
was,
talking
like,
about
not one of-
specifically.
it's not one of the Adult Swim shows that anyone cares about or remembers.
Right.
I
well,
liked it.
It
I
only
liked it.
had
Will Ferrell.
it only had 10 episodes, but they would replay them like ad
Bob
nauseam.
Oblong was an inspirational character. He was the coolest dude with no limbs.
But there's an episode where basically the concept of the episode is that the Milo doesn't realize this, but the only way he's able to get to sleep is because of the sound of his parents fucking in the room next to him.
oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And so the two of them start fighting, and Milo can't,
He can't
get to
sleep,
sleep. So
right.
someone tells him that he needs to start using white noise. So he just starts turning on like every appliance in the house, like running water and turning on all this other shit, and then it ends up flooding the house. And then that ends up being how they tie the plots together, because once he floods the house, then the parents, like have to work
to put
together to
aside
save
their
their kids,
differences,
and
yeah.
it makes them rekindles their marriage, and they start fucking
Oh,
again.
I
and
remember
Brilliant.
that
Milo
I
can
actually
sleep.
kind of, I didn't really, it was one of those messages that was like supposed to be heartfelt, but rubbed me the wrong way, because the message was like, okay, we're married, we'll stay together, not because we really like each other, but because we've got our kids.
Well,
And it's
that's
like,
what
okay,
holds
all
most
right,
marriages
all right.
together. So
Well, fuck that, I don't care.
So, like, with Rain, interestingly enough, one time I was, like, in a hotel with my brother and my dad, and I put on some Rain. I thought, yeah, I'm all into this Rain stuff now. And my dad was like, I can't sleep with this because it makes me want to get up and shut a window. I can't live with this rain
if
sound.
you're not getting wet and you hear the rain,
It's just...
oh, maybe, okay,
you
if it
know,
sounds like outside
yeah,
rain,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
all right.
And, like, I remember getting a whole app for my phone that has a huge collection of white noise things, including the sound of a dripping faucet. Like, who the heck is that gonna keep asleep? There's also typing, the sounds of typing.
You know, until
like, who the heck is that gonna
recently,
get to sleep?
I never got into any of this white noise shit, except in college, me and my buddies did love just vegging out to Bob Ross for like hours on end. We would watch him. We would literally sit there and do nothing, say nothing, just watch BobSs paint shit.
That sounds
We watched
awesome.
like season after season after season of this
Dang,
dude.
Whoa.
It was awesome.
Guy,
it was great.
were you fucking high, bro?
You
were you
know it,
tripping
my
out
dude.
on
You
weed,
know it.
dog?
Yo, Bob, go green, dog. Go
Oh
green.
man, you know what? Since I'm never gonna find another time to do this. An anecdote about when I was watching Bob Ross when he was being streamed on Twitch, and there were dozens of people
yeah,
who were
yeah.
acting like he was doing it live, and I don't know if they were joking or not. Like people were like, "Oh, you should paint this differently," and then someone said, "Paint Rainbow Dash, please," and that's always stuck in my mind as the funniest thing ever. So
That's hilarious.
let's see. I want to.
Bob Ross, this landscape is real nice, but we're gonna need some Rainbow Dash in there. We're just
Yeah,
gonna need to
man.
complete this work.
So, I don't know if we want to bring up ASMR because that's like a whole separate podcast we've been planning
We
for a
can
while.
touch on it a little bit.
I
It's
will
relevant.
touch
It's
on it and
relevant.
say that I find it really weird and bizarre. And when I
Well,
see
everyone says that until
Anal-
they actually understand
No,
what it's
Anal
about.
Nate.
sex,
Most people don't like it.
masturbation
Well, that's because they're
retard.
idiots.
That's what ASMR
Why do these
stands
people
for.
have billions of views and I don't know, whatever. Some of us like ASMR, some of us don't.
I mean,
the
I
point
like
is,
I like putting on something to listen to sometimes. I like having someone talking when I go to sleep, but like, I don't know, maybe I just haven't been in the right mindset, but when I've put on ASMR and like listened to like a guy talking real close to my ear about, I don't know, whatever object he's holding or whatever it is that they do, it's I don't know, it's like
okay, you know, I'm
Is
not
it
going to go into it too
relaxing?
much. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I just want to say that it's a whole world of stuff out there, and not everybody even likes to hear human voices. That's why there's a whole bunch of stuff that's just like
Nate, you be
tapping
so defensive.
or like. Well, it's because Ben Clear is being ignorant, and he thinks that ASMR
I'm not-
is
Who
just
cares?
about voices.
Okay,
no, you
I-
literally are ignorant, and that's okay.
I
I'm
admit
just
I don't know that much
clarifying.
about it. I mean, I don't know.
Look, I'm just saying, there's stuff for everybody, theoretically.
I
I mean, maybe
disagree.
people don't like any of it, but I know for a fact you haven't seen all that there is, so
You
keep an
guys
open
can
mind.
save
Oh
all
yeah, I'm
that
gonna
on
go
the
watch
ASMR
every ASMR
podcast.
video ever made and fucking browse
Let's
the
get back
library.
to talking about sleep.
Yeah, whatever. To be
I'll
continued.
kill you, guy.
You guys
I'll
listen
come
to-
we'll
after
see.
you.
Do you actually though listen to ASMR to get to sleep? Has it helped?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I mostly listen to music, and there's like a
Yeah.
few
Oh, I
albums
can't do that.
like Flood by Boris and
Yeah, man.
like these days Death Consciousness by Have a Nice Life. And I always end up putting on Death Consciousness because of the fact that I've never stayed awake through the whole thing if I listen to it when going to bed. So like I
Well, see,
figure
dude.
clearly it's having victory over me. Now it is
See,
an
yeah.
85-minute album, so that's
I'm-
probably
man.
part of it.
I'm super
I was
ignorant
gonna,
about-
I was gonna I was gonna explain like how I get myself up. So like nowadays, what I do is I have 2 tracks going at once. I have an ASMR video, just like 1 or maybe 2 that
2
are
tracks
shorter.
at once. Okay.
So they get like 30 minutes of ASMR. Then I have like music going on, and then after like an hour of relaxing music, it's like 6 hours of rain. So I like put this all on a playlist. I could take like an hour and a half rain
I've done
in
stuff
from
like that before.
yeah, rain from inside a car for 90 minutes, which is awesome.
Oh, that's a great- I love
put
that
down
sound.
like put down like 4 of those, and then
Some
I
of my
wake up
best
falling
memories in
asleep.
life
Rain in
are
a
being-
tent is the best.
That's a good one. I like that sound.
No,
very
rain in the car
cozy.
is my
I
favorite.
can't get to sleep like I can't get to sleep when camping because of the sound.
No, see,
of
I
rain
don't-
in a
I don't
tent.
like- I don't
the
actually
sound
like
of
that
rain.
either.
I just don't. It doesn't work as well like on YouTube because like you can tell it's coming from a speaker because it's
Yeah.
coming from
Yeah,
like one
yeah.
direction.
Right.
Well, did
My
you remember
favorite
you
band.
saying that rain is not relaxing for you? It gives you a headache.
What?
No, literal rain, like not the
Okay.
sound of it.
So I
mean
just
being
imagine
hit
that,
by
that
water?
artificial rain makes you think of headaches, right? It just
well,
doesn't.
this was only a recent thing. Like in the last couple years, I started getting low pressure headaches where anytime there's like a strong low pressure front coming through, then I'll start getting headaches.
Oh
That
man!
sucks.
Sometimes when I detect a small change in air pressure, I imagine that like a meteor has hit and like just smashed the Earth's atmosphere off, and that like this is it, like the Earth is over. And I look out
Wait,
the window
how-
expecting to see like a huge mushroom cloud,
Oh,
and
man.
like
How
do you-
the city
wait,
in
wait, hang
flames
on.
and like
How-
more,
how-
and the sky torn open by like some cosmic catastrophe. And I'm like,
Okay,
well, this
I'm
is
with
it.
you. I'm with you. But how do you detect a change in pressure?
I
Exactly?
don't know, like you can feel it in your ears.
Can you
right?
feel that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. In
By the
ears,
way,
all right. I can
in
see
regards
that.
to dreams and like destruction of the world, I remember one time like I woke up.
Oh Jesus! Into the dreams we go. All right.
No, just
No
a really
dreams.
short one. I had a dream
Okay,
that I
okay.
that I had a dream that I woke up and my brother was with me, and I looked up into the sky because for some reason there was a giant window on my ceiling, and I saw that the moon had just exploded, and like a whole bunch of fragments of
Then
it
you
went
realized
towards
you were
Earth, and I'm
playing
like,
Sonic Adventure 2, and shadows showed up, and you went on a rollicking adventure through
No,
Edgeland.
like the whole moon just got exploded, and I pulled
Okay.
out my camera, my phone, which is right next to me, and I recorded it. And I'm like, oh man. And
Like
then I
an
woke up. And,
assassination classroom.
yeah, and then I woke up and I was
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm so glad that was just a dream. But I got it on tape. Oh wait, no. That's my favorite
But I
part.
recorded my dream.
That's
I
my
had a bunch
favorite
of
part when
those.
you're still 50% dreaming afterwards. Like one time I woke
I-
up but had
I
a dream
hate
that my
that.
dad was yelling at me.
To
But then
no
that
more
turned out to
dream
be fake.
descriptions.
Okay, yeah, that
This
totally.
is gonna start
I
a
agree.
chain reaction.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm
That's
already
all.
thinking of
I
one.
just wanted to
On the
talk about
subject-
what an
okay,
idiot I
okay.
am. That was
on
it. All right.
On a weirdly related subject about recording dreams, I watched the movie Paprika the other day, which is all about this
cool.
machine that like lets you see people's dreams, and it really annoyed me that like you're in the movie, you watch someone's dream and like it's an anime. But then, like, the people that see into the dreams with this machine, they see it on their screen, and what they see is the exact same anime footage that you, the viewer, just watched.
Yeah.
And it really annoyed me, because, like, a dream is not a dream does not have, like, camera cuts and angles, and, like, a dream is not
right.
composed in the
But
way that an
can't we,
anime is.
Mine
I
do.
understand that
I've
concern,
been editing
but-
videos too long.
It just seems a reasonable way to handle portraying what
It
you're
seems-
seeing.
I'm
It
with
just-
you,
is
Ben,
it lazy,
because
maybe?
that bothers
Is
me
it
in,
lazy?
like, all stuff like that. Anytime that someone tries to represent
Yeah.
something that would not be experienced like a show as a show,
Dreams,
that always
dreams
A
in
dream is
fiction
not a
never
two-dimensional
seem like
video,
actual
though.
dreams, except for
Okay, but
the
if
one
you're trying
time
to-
that a dream in fiction was portrayed like an actual dream, like the dreams that I have every night. Was when Chucky
In
says
footage
to
of
Tommy,
Doom.
"Hey Tommy, what's going on here?" And Tommy turns around and he's got a clown face and he goes, "I'm not Tommy."
yeah.
And then later,
sounds about right.
And then later in the episode, Drew has the same dream, Or no, it's Chaz,
Oh,
I think.
shit.
Chaz
Who
has
the
dream.
fuck is Drew?
And he's like,
Drew's Angelica's dad,
he's like,
I
hey,
think.
Stu, what you doing in the kitchen? And Stu turns around, and he's a clown. And he's like, I'm not Stu.
The theme here is that there's a lot of
That's
clown
scary.
face, surprise clown
Yeah,
faces.
I have
in
a lot
Jesse's
of
dreams.
surprise clown face dreams, and it all goes back to that
called the
fucking
ICP.
Rugrats episode. No, it's that.
Yeah, that and ICP is responsible.
All right,
You know,
for it all.
maybe
going
the
back to-
Rugrats grew up to be ICP because
Oh
of that
my
fucking
God.
dream. That was the
Oh
Dark
my
Carnival
God!
visiting Violent J in his dreams as an
Holy
infant,
shit!
telling him to spread the gospel of the 6 Jokers cards and bring
Did
forth
you
a new
know-
era of enlightenment. I'm not
That's-
Sue.
So hey, let's go back to freaking playlists to go to sleep to, and how I like to end them with a
It's
wake
all
up
about
song.
you, isn't it, Devu? It's all about
that-
Devu's plan. He's got to get his shit out about
I'm
his
not
stupid
Devu.
playlist.
Jesse, your interpretation of that episode of the Rugrats is the plot of Homestuck, by the way.
Is that true?
Quit
I
making
guess,
me,
yeah.
quit making
little
me
bit.
hate it more.
Only a little bit.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, I like to go for getting back to wake up songs. I like
What
to
the
do
fuck
songs
just
that like
happened? Devu, you just gave me whiplash. You changed subjects so quickly. That was
Devu's good at that.
yeah,
All right,
getting-
go on, Devu. Go.
Wake up song.
Wake me up! Wake me up, miss! I can't wake up!
I like
wake
ones
me
that
up,
just,
That should be our opening song.
So
by
yeah,
the way.
I like ones that are just kind of chilled out and start off, just kind of smoothly. A lot of Steely Dan songs are like
I was
that.
gonna say, like immediately I thought of the Do It Again, just a.
Yeah.
Dude, there's too much happening in those songs to I don't know, sleep
Yeah.
to.
Although I like My Old School. That's a great song for that. I like ones that do get a little bit more energetic, especially toward the end. There's also one. What the heck? Something just
I don't
happened
understand
in
this
the
at all.
chat.
What does this have to do with
What
sleep?
happened?
This is
So-
totally
to
unrelated.
our
what he wakes up
podcast,
to.
to our lives, to our friendship. What happened?
You know what's a great video game about
What?
sleeping?
Roar of the
Yume
Beast.
Nikki.
Yeah, let's talk about Yume Nikki. That is a great video
Yume
about
Nikki
sleeping.
is this
video game.
RPG Maker game. It's 2D sprite graphic. It's about this girl, this hikikomori, this Japanese girl who won't leave a room under any circumstances, and all you can do as her is you go to your bed and go to sleep and
hold on.
record things
Okay,
in your dream diary. That's
Yo,
what the
my-
title means. Yume Nikki means dream diary. What? Who's trying to interrupt me?
Sorry, I just got cut out for like 20 seconds there.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
okay.
Well, you're missing some gold here. Anyway, you go to you go to sleep as this girl, and you wander around these crazy dreamscapes, and you find all these objects and these like abilities, and you can do stuff, and you find a knife, and you can stab
I remember
things.
that. That's right, because actually won the competition the first time and went back in time to make
That's-
Yuki win the competition. I remember that.
That's Mirai Nikki, and Yume Nikki is way better.
I really love Yume Nikki. I love the way that everything is super fucked up, and it's not at all like you were saying before, like the portrayal of like dreams is just like a flat anime. That's really boring, and I don't give a shit. But Yume Nikki is like this big crazy world where shit, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and you can like interact with things in weird ways, and you like collect items and fuck with things. It's really out there, and it's the best. Everyone's watching this has probably already seen or played Yume Nikki. If you haven't,
Well, they fucking
do it.
better have.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope
Alright, so
so.
here's the
It's one
thing.
of those. It's one of those few
legendary.
like
It's legendary.
RPG Maker games that has kind of reached not mainstream success, but is like known by
It's definitely
an
a
audience.
cult, a very cult.
Yeah.
I guess
It's
so.
the-
I
probably
mean,
the-
the places I
maybe
hang
the
out,
second
everybody
best
knows
It's up,
about
RPG
it.
it's up there with
Maker game.
Off and Space Funeral.
Yeah.
I think
it's no-
I think it's not quite up to snuff with my RPG Maker game, the classic,
which is
which
unreleased.
which is one screen of me walking up to a tree and going, "Fuck that tree."
All right, so
Hey,
look.
quick shout out
please
to another
release
great
that on
RPG
Steam.
Maker game, Master of the Wind. If anyone's
Why the
ever played
fuck are we
Master of the
talking
Wind.
about video games? This is a sleep
I don't know.
podcast.
Because
Yume
video
Nikki
games
is a
are more
game
about
about
sleep. Nobody
sleeping,
wants
and
to
it's
talk about
fucking
sleep. It's a bad
cool.
topic. I don't like it.
The only real point I wanted to make here has been
Okay.
ruined. No one's gonna take it seriously anymore because it's like I was about to finish it and then I got cut out of the freaking chat.
Well, give
So,
it a try.
Okay, so wake up songs. Here's the thing. Ever since I started using those, waking up has been finally a good experience for the first time in my life. Because what I realized is that no matter what you set to your phone to wake you up, it's coming out of your phone. It's unpleasant. It has to be like
Right.
all the way up on the volume in order to register, and it sucks. But you get a nice wake up song, and it's like, man, waking up. Like I can wake up inside.
Yeah,
Finally.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
If he really called
stuff.
my name and saved me from the dark, it was awesome.
Hot dog.
I don't typically wake up to anything. I don't set alarms for myself. I just kind of wake up when I do. And I'm curious for you guys, because I know everybody's a different kind of quote unquote morning person or non-morning person. For me personally, I struggle to actually wake up. Like I'll lay there and just be like in and out of awakeness until I finally make up my mind and I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of bed. But then once I'm out of bed, it's just like 0 to 100. There's no like groggy, I need coffee, blah, blah, blah.
I have an
I'm
extremely
morning.
groggy morning thing. I'm not a morning person
I
at all.
can't say for sure, like recently, whether or not I'm a morning person because I'm not used to like having to be up anyway. So whenever I wake up,
Right.
even if it's the morning, I've probably slept enough because I just wake up naturally.
Yeah, same here.
But back when I did have to fucking get up for stuff years ago, I remember that like my girlfriend would try to get me out of bed, and according to her, because I have very blurry recollection of these moments, I would turn into a fucking savage animal, the likes of which humanity was not prepared for. And I would just turn into like Wolverine berserker rage.
The
would
things
start
that I would
thrashing,
do in my
smashing
mind
shit,
to
putting holes in the wall. Putting
Yeah,
holes in her
the things-
face, knocking her teeth out, slapping her around a bit,
slapping her tits around, yeah,
throwing the
just
bed
standard
upside
fare,
down,
uh-huh.
throwing the bed on her, trapping her under it, setting the house on fire, laughing
willingness-
gleefully as I run into the night in my tighty whiteys.
Yeah, the sheer
And find a place
ferocity
to
with
curl up and
which
sleep in the
my
forest.
my sleepy
In a
self
den
attempts to
with
defend
foxes.
not getting up is
And other woodland
is
critters. Covered in
yeah.
scat.
That's how Victor is when I try to wake him up. Victor gets really violent and angry with me if I
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wake him
yeah.
up for anything.
I'm the same.
Unless it's lunch, in which case I can coax him into because this is when I walk into Victor's room in the morning. He's usually like just in the process of waking up, and he looks at me with this scowl, and he goes, "What?" And
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's how I feel.
I'm like, want to go to lunch? And he sits there and like processes it for a bit, like trying to figure out if he has money
Well,
and if
I
he's
can
ready to
I
wake
can
up.
sympathize with that because from the way you describe your life and from some of the videos I've seen on your After Dark channel, it seems like your life is just you walking into your siblings' rooms randomly when they're
Oh,
asleep
yeah, that's
or
pretty
fucking
much-
their girlfriends. Like it seems like if you're not editing videos, all you do is wander around your house in a fucking Applejack shirt and pajama pants cut off at the knee and go, someone take me to cookout!
what's
Give me a
cool
fucking
about
break.
that?
I can
Yeah.
promise you, Victor's listening to this right now, clapping his hands and standing
Yeah.
up, like giving you a standing ovation for the exactness of that.
You know,
You know
Ben's
what's,
been a bit like that historically when I've had
What?
to wake him up for things.
The fuck?
Oh, you know you have, Ben. You know you have. You've been
I'm
a.
gonna kill you, Nate.
I mean,
No,
I
here's the
don't.
thing with,
it's just because your sleep schedule. You always go to bed later than everybody else when we were, at the
I'm
folks'
picturing
house.
Digi
But
like this slimy, amorphous, like fucking, like
He's
Aldia
exactly
in
like-
Dark
he's like-
Souls 3.
I was gonna say like Aldrich rising
and
from
just
the
like,
coffin.
This
Yeah,
like amorphous fat like oozing under Victor's door. Like you can't close the door. You can't keep him out. He's coming under the cracks.
This is exactly how Victor imagines
Victor is the Gwendolyn to Digi's Aldrich, just fucking seeping into the orifices, possessing him and using him for his pleasure.
There's a reason
That
that
poor
whenever
boy.
whenever
That poor
Victor does
boy.
like an impression of me, it's always like,
Take me to lunch.
Oh man,
Digi's
my
basically
brother.
Krang. You
when
put him
wake-
inside
Yeah.
Victor.
My brother I think is more of a morning person than me. But what's cool about waking him up is that he lives in the basement, right? It's very dark in there.
Wake
There's
me
a
up
cou-
inside.
Okay,
Can't
you know
wake
what?
up. Wake me up.
I want to hear what
Wake
I
me
want to hear
up!
your brother's story, Devu. I don't
I'm
care about
sorry.
these.
I'm sorry.
fucking
Every time I
boys.
hear
man.
those words, I have to. Okay, go on.
So he's in the basement on the far end. And like if you go down to the steps, he's on the other end of the basement, right
Don't
below
go in the
where
basement,
the lights
man.
are.
R.L. Stein, he told you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, directly under the light, and he lays on his back, and so it's so dramatic because the basement's so dark with the light descending upon him. and it just makes me want to like slowly walk up to him and like grab a key or something. It's just so epic. Like one time I tried to get him up, and I didn't even want to wake him up because he was so glorious, just like just laying there with his very stoic face. I brought my whole family down, like, hey guys, look at how epic my brother is. Look at this.
I invited the neighbors over to check this shit out. It was awesome. We got the community
like
involved.
Totoro. Isn't that the plot of Totoro? Didn't she get this like find him sleeping there in this meadow and like go get her friends to go check out Totoro?
Look at this majestic animal. Fuck. Hey, let me tell you guys. Here's something that I can't decide how I feel about.
Okay.
People who can just fall asleep by accident.
By accident.
I don't think I've like just fall asleep watching a movie. I don't think I've ever in my life fallen asleep without meaning to, or without.
Come on.
I've never like sat down and like fallen asleep in the middle of a movie.
You never
I
are
can't
really
do that.
sleepy
I have,
and decide
but-
like I'll try to watch a movie and then
No,
you just like
never.
fading in and out. Never.
I've
I do
only
that
done
all the
that
time.
out of
Yeah,
like,
you do that all the time, and I would make me jealous sometimes. We would be up watching Adult Swim as youngins, and you would like pass out, and I'd be like, Nate, you're missing the anime.
I remember that. I hated doing. I wanted to watch those goddamn animes. I was robbed.
I would have to be like exceedingly exhausted to pass
Yeah.
out during a show, or
Right.
like with Adult Swim though, I would always pass out during the one show I didn't really care about, and that's the one like I couldn't make it to my favorite shows because I'd pass out during the one that that was boring, like fucking Pilot Candidate.
you
or
know,
some
I've
shit.
always been a really heavy sleeper, and it's always been pretty easy for me to fall asleep. But yeah, I don't know. I'd fall asleep during anything when I got fucking late.
fucking
Falling
Shade.
asleep.
Shade.
Falling-
I once saw Shade fall asleep on the top stair of the stairs. He was like going up the
On his
stairs.
way down?
He's like 5 or 6 years old. No, on the top. Like he walked up to the top of the stairs and then just passed out on the top of the stairs.
I might have done.
He also
I mean,
he
you guys-
cannot stay awake in a car. Like if you're in the car for more than 5 minutes, he will absolutely pass out. To this day, 18 years old and still passes out from like.
Man, you guys ever have that
Falling
thing?
asleep- Falling asleep is difficult for me. It requires focus and effort. It's
here.
not
Weird.
It's tough for me to do.
You know, speaking of sleeping in a car, because it's like if I'm in like a long car ride and I'm getting really tired, but I can't quite get comfortable enough to fall asleep, I have these times where I like go into sleep for like 5 seconds and I realize there was this lapse of audio, and I'm like, whoa! It's like,
Yeah, I've had that.
that's cool. In fact, there's only
That's
been one
serious.
time where I actually fell asleep at a very specific moment that I could remember. And it was like instant. Like I went to some sort of camp thing for like a whole day, and I don't remember being ultra tired, but I literally just lay down face first on my own bed with my mom right behind me with all my clothes on, and then my mom started taking off my pants, and then I fell asleep
Wait.
halfway through getting my pants. I'm like
Wait,
a little kid.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
right. Go
listening
on,
to any
dude.
of
This is
that, but
getting
now
hot.
I'm listening to all of it very intently.
Yeah.
Go
So
on.
I'm probably like 6
You know,
or 7
I was
years
gonna
old.
say one of the
I
best
had
ways to stop yourself from falling asleep is to get a boner, and boner achieved, Davu. Continue with this mom taking off your pants story.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
fell
all
asleep
right.
halfway
Message
through
received.
getting my pants taken off, you know? And like my mom was like, I didn't even like quite think about it until my mom was like, you fell asleep like immediately. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. I literally remember the feeling of my pants getting taken off, and then it cuts to black.
And I'll bet the judge went easy on her because she was a woman, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
Now-
shameful.
Fucking
Now here-
classic.
Now here's the other thing.
Double standard.
Sexist.
There's only
Yeah.
one way I can regularly remember exactly, like, or approximately when I fall asleep, and it's a great way for me to figure out how long it took me to fall asleep. Flood by Boris, as Digi mentioned before, which he got me into. It's this 1 hour thing, this one song that's also an album, and it's just over an hour long, and it's awesome for sleep.
Is it Wake Me Up?
Wake me up
Come on, Nate. You've officially run it into the ground.
me up inside.
No, I guarantee they're loving this.
Yeah, so
I am.
And so like it has all these different sections, and so what happens is it's it varies at which section I fall asleep, and so all I have to do is just remember which segment I last heard, and then I'm like, oh, that's exactly how long it took me to fall asleep.
But-
That's really cool. Although I can't, I want to bring up Flood again, like. What happened to
The
me
tool
though?
from Mario Sunshine?
No, you
Go
idiot.
on.
He's talking about the album from They Might Be Giants. Stay with
Ah, shit,
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know.
God.
Part
Go
of the
on.
man.
All
Yeah,
right.
so like, but But like, yeah, like albums like Flood that Digi got me into, like I think that really helped me get more into music for sleeping.
Wait, is that really what you were talking about? Because I was just making a joke.
No,
It's a
Flood by
different
Boris.
Flood. It's a Flood by the band Boris. You know that if you listen to any fucking time that we've mentioned
Boris,
it,
that
which is
Hawaiian
like
shirt,
5
that
times.
Hawaiian shirt wearing fuck from GoldenEye. I told you I hate that guy.
Yeah, man.
Where does he
But,
get off ripping off album titles from an American institution like they might be giants?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good question.
But like, there was this other album that Digi got me into called Ocean Songs by Dirty 3, and I listened to that one for sleeping a lot too. But then
Oh,
what
that's a good
happened at
sleep
some
album,
point is that suddenly I developed this aversion to any music that makes me emotional, and I can't do it. I can't handle it anymore. Like when I play Flood or Ocean Songs, I just get too like afraid of the world.
Okay.
So now I can.
The reason I
huh.
like those albums for sleep is because I find them completely unemotional. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
any song that's
what
going to
they
make me
have is,
feel
like-
anything is going to be an obstacle to falling
Yeah.
asleep. I would assume.
Well, what they
I would
have,
imagine.
like, okay, what they have though is this sort of, they have this really like, they have this really full emotion. It's like if emotions are colors and you combine them all to make white. That's what
Yeah.
Flood is like, you know? It just feels like all the
okay.
emotions, and it's
I
just
could
too much for
definitely
me.
that if you listen to it loud, then yes, that's what I would say I feel. But if you listen to it like at 1, which is how I listen to music, you know, like the minimum volume, then I mean for bed, then I don't think it really conveys all that much.
I guess. But yeah, so now all I can listen to is like stuff that just feels like elevator lobby music type stuff. That kind of thing is just like, that's truly unemotional, and that
All
makes
right.
me feel. All right, that's all I have to say about that.
I want to move into what I wanted to talk about with this podcast. I decided I'd save this for later because I
Erectile
want to talk
dysfunction.
about.
I'm
Wait, you're
totally
going to
with you.
save it? Save it!
God damn it!
Save me from the dark!
Listen, he thinks he's funny. He's laughing. He's laughing as though he's funny. What?
I'm
what's
laughing.
happening?
He's pretty funny. Come on, guys. That's a good
I'm
joke.
gonna
Yeah.
kill
It's a pretty
his
good
master
joke,
of-
guys.
I want to talk about getting rid of sleep.
Yes.
Sleep
Oh,
needs
transhumanism?
die. Sleep. No, not even transhumanism. Because, all right, first of all, I'm going to tell some stories and anecdotes and some weird science facts, all right? First of
Okay.
all, weird science fact. Nobody knows why we sleep. The only scientific
Sure.
reason that's
Well,
been
I know
discovered
why.
is
You-
because we get tired.
Well, there's a one very good reason. You gotta eat big and you gotta sleep big
That's
if you want to
true.
get big. That's
I
important
mean,
for that.
I mean, if you don't sleep, you die. So
Right. Well, we
there's
know
True.
that we know that getting too tired will make you like die.
It's
but we don't
obviously
know
the,
how
it's
sleep
the
fixes
weight
that.
of all your sins weighing down your eyelids.
Yeah, you
And
need
Yeah, that's
Jesus
what
to
I
take the
think.
wheel every once in a while, so you gotta sleep so that can.
I think
yeah.
it's basically just a stress reliever. It's like we take in too
Okay.
much information, we can't handle it anymore, and we need to just fucking lay down. But nobody
Okay.
really knows why. Like,
Yeah.
I think when I was growing up, I had this impression that sleep was like a healing process. It's kind of like in
Yeah.
RPGs,
That's
what I've always
right?
heard.
I
You-
still think of it that
you
way.
lose all your
yeah.
health, and then you go sleep, and your health is restored. But it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't do anything. It's just you not thinking for 8
I
hours.
mean, it's got to
Well,
be
we
really
don't-
useful, though. From an evolutionary standpoint, having to sleep is a huge weakness to predators. So it's got to
yeah,
be useful
yeah.
well,
for
here's
something.
the thing. We've
Which
also
is why
figured
deer
out
and shit.
there already are. They have already, like for years now, had pills that will make you not sleep.
Oh bullshit! I don't believe that.
They have had them.
That was
They
that
exist.
is not true.
Okay, there's gotta
and
be
there's
gotta be
also
a,
there
an
are
asterisk
people
on
out
that.
there who just don't sleep.
Yeah,
They
if you
exist.
if you
That's
take
not-
enough boner pills, you won't sleep as a side effect. But that's not the main
not-
purpose of the drug.
No,
the main
I mean,
purpose.
okay, there's
is to
people
make
that have
your
that
wiener
claim
10
that they
feet
don't
long,
sleep. There-
so that you can
there's-
fucking
there's people that
elephant
claim
in the face all the way up the fucking trunk.
Look, I'm going to tell you
Alright,
about
wait,
the
wait.
most
Ben.
jealous I've ever been of any story I've ever read. It was
Okay.
a Roger Ebert article where he was talking about how he was like hanging out at like some like party or something in like Italy or some shit, and he meets this guy, and this guy is like showing him around his place, and he's got like just this insane amount of projects he's done. He has like all these old cars he built and shit, and like all this other like artwork he'd made and stuff. And Ebert was like, "How the fuck do you have time for all this?" And the guy said, "Well, I don't sleep." And he was like, I didn't believe him, but then he didn't seem to be lying, and there was no reason not to believe him, and everyone around him corroborated it. The guy just didn't sleep, and he got so much
But
stuff
how?
done by
But
way. He was
how?
just a fucking anomaly. I mean, it doesn't
listen,
seem that
okay.
weird, right? Like,
I
think
would
about
believe
it.
that there's a human
if
out
we
there
don't even
who's
know
like
why
a-
we sleep, then how hard would it be to believe that some biological anomaly of a person just
yeah,
doesn't
alright,
do
it's
it?
possible.
You
It's
know?
possible.
There's a thing called the sleep diet that a lot of people do, and they say that it's what Leonardo da Vinci and a bunch of weird people did, wherein you don't
Yeah.
take like an extended sleep, but like you sleep in like 6 20-minute naps.
Yeah,
throughout
there's
the
a
day.
lot of there's the
that's what Kramer
Uberman
did.
sleep schedule. The Uberman is where it's 6 20-minute naps. It takes about 10 days to train yourself onto it, and it's gruelingly hard. I tried it and I couldn't do it. Look, I've been trying to fight sleep for years. I hate sleep. I want it
Sleep, the
gone.
biggest
I've
problem
done
in the universe,
Every
most likely.
random idea that some internet fucking blogger has for how to sleep less, I've tried it. And the problem is that there's nothing in my life that I can do to force myself to not sleep, because like I have too much time to get everything done. So like if I get tired, I'm just like fuck
Yeah.
it, I'm just gonna sleep. Like there's nothing to like I can
Well,
say I'm gonna defeat sleep and I'm gonna get so
the only
productive.
way to defeat sleep is to just always be having the most fun you've ever had in your life. Because
Right.
if I'm like really
you
engaged
can't.
with
When
something,
is it gonna
if
happen,
I'm having
you
fun, I will not sleep for fucking ever. But
Right.
the second I get bored, or even like a little bit frustrated, I sleep for an eternity, for 1,000
that's
years.
almost every like you said earlier, where it's like you only sleep when you feel defeated. Like that's my like I sleep. That's why it's so hard for me to reset my sleep schedule, because it'll happen naturally if I find something to do all night. If I'm like, I'm gonna make a list of my top 100 favorite fucking asses in Pokemon, then like I'll just sit there.
Is number one the Pokemon White female trainer? It's gotta
No,
be
it's
her, right?
Gudra.
All right. He's got some thick ass thighs.
But if I get onto that, I can do that all night, and like it won't be until
I can do the
finish
Gudra
list.
voice all night.
Yeah, no, I can sit there and just be like, I can just I can sit there and crack open a comic book and read all the characters' voices in Gudra voice all night long, and then I won't stop until I'm done, and then I'll
You
go
won't
pass
stop
out.
until you are Gudra, and that's when you start secreting underneath Victor's door. Gudra, Gudra. Oh no, Conrad's Gudra again. He wants to hang out with me? What a fuck.
I really hope that Gudra becomes a meme, Jesse. I've been doing
Gudra's,
that
yeah.
fucking voice all the time.
It
around.
seems like everything that any of us have said in the last 10 podcasts has become a meme.
Yeah,
we're
it
kind
seems
of
that
we're
way.
kind of on a roll with the self-perpetuating memes.
Oh, it's the best.
We're a
It's the
meme
best. That's
machine.
where I've always wanted to be.
Oh man, just wait
Yo,
till the
let me
Feels
take this
comics start
time-
happening, you know?
Was that bad?
Let me
Just
take
wait
this
till the
time to
Feels
fucking
comics start
complain
happening, like-
and bitch at all of our fans because they can't read my mind sufficiently, and they're not cool enough to understand what I say without me explaining it or telling them honestly
on.
and forthrightly. I asked people to give me quotes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everyone gave me quotes that weren't the exact kind I was looking for. Yes, I went on Twitter the other day and I was like, everyone, tell me fucking memorable quotes from all of the people. And like one, I only got quotes from like half of the PCP members, and two,
Just the
most of
funny
them were
half.
terrible
That makes
because I
sense.
had a specific thing in mind. Specifically, I was trying to make an alignment chart and like chart everyone being chaotic evil and
But you
lawful
didn't tell
good,
anybody
whatever.
that part. You just
No,
said
I didn't tell
well,
anyone that. I thought it was obvious. I mean, what else would I be looking for quotes for?
That's
What
a
other
good question.
possible reason could I have?
I thought you were gonna make some kind of compilation, and then I was like, "What the fuck is? How can he possibly be willing to go through all the episodes to find all these?"
Everyone
He's
was
not.
like,
He's
"Oh,
not.
remember when Devu is goo?" And I'm like, "You fucking idiot! That quote does not speak to any kind of moral attitude whatsoever."
I think
Get
it
thee
definitely
gone.
does. I think the Devu Collective can be put on an alignment chart pretty easily. He's got to be
Yeah,
like
some sort of
somewhere in the
lawful evil,
neutral,
probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
get
I
on
think
people.
collective
It
would
didn't
be
fit my
true.
vision.
not,
It didn't fit my artistic vision.
I don't know. Are the Borg really neutral?
You
or
know
are
what?
They some
I
sort
want to
of
actually
lawful
go on
evil?
a rant about alignments because I was thinking about this last night.
Okay.
I was laying in bed and I was thinking about how nobody understands any superhero but me. I'm the only one who gets these characters, and everyone else should just not be allowed to enjoy them.
Okay.
And I was thinking about how everybody always puts like Superman as lawful good and Batman as chaotic good, when really it should be reversed.
No, Batman's like lawful.
Batman
good,
is lawful
maybe
good
neutral,
because Batman
something
has
like
a
that.
code.
Yeah.
Superman
Right,
doesn't need a
right.
code. He's just a nice guy. They've all got it backwards. Nobody understands.
Superman is neutral good. Superman is neutral
Dude,
good, probably.
Here's the thing: the alignments are way too simple, and like I hate it when people think that like you can actually box like a well-realized character into them. Like they're meant as a simplification.
Man, this sure is a great podcast about sleep.
Get out of here, Gudra! No one cares what you think.
So my
Yeah, Gudra,
favorite episode of
idiot.
American Dad is the one where he gets the pills that make it so he doesn't sleep anymore.
Yeah,
and he just
that's-
become like his life becomes awesome, and then his wife starts doing all this shit, and then the one guy at the end he smokes the cigarette and he goes, "Life, eh?" It's really funny.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
with you,
definitely.
Digi.
That's not a real thing,
I-
though. That was a work of fiction. That was a science.
I have
Yeah.
read things that have said that there
I-
are actually anti-sleep pills. They're not
I
on the
have
market
heard-
yet, but they are.
I have
fiction.
often heard
Okay,
that
okay.
Vince McMahon is one of these individuals that does not sleep. I've heard,
really?
and it's been corroborated by numerous sources that Vince McMahon sleeps like at most 1 hour a night. For
See,
like
that's
the
what I want.
for like the last
He seems
40
like the
years,
type.
and he's 70 years old, and he's gonna
Yeah,
live
he's
forever.
doing fine.
Yeah.
And he's
what I
still
would like-
jacked.
And he's got okay, but he definitely did roids.
Like,
They all did roids.
I do
but that's
enjoy
fine.
the
I think Vince
act of
McMahon is
sleeping.
roids.
I
I
just don't
think
like
it-
having.
it's
Yeah,
just
that's
blood.
roids come from Vince McMahon. That's the
we just
yeah.
shaved them off of his skin.
He's you know how the curse mark in Naruto came from that one guy who like
McMahon-
was the origin of all the curse marks. He's that for roids.
Vince
That's what he
McMahon
is.
takes off his skin mask, and it's just a big
Yeah.
giant steroid pill underneath. It was me, Austin. It was
me, Gudra. I
man,
was
like-
Gudra
Like,
all along.
I do like the act of sleeping, but not that much. I don't like having to sleep that much. So like, I would like 2 to 3 hours every second to third day. That would be perfect.
I could-
That would
Hey,
be
you know
great.
what?
As
You know
a
what? I want to
mental
break this on a totally different area of sleep. I hate sleeping with another human being in the bed, typically a woman. I find it disgusting. I
me
can't
too.
sleep at all. It is infuriating every time that I've done it, which has been a lot. Let's
we
keep it
talked
on a
about
level.
this on
It's
Digibro.
horrendous.
How, like,
Really.
I was saying that I'm like envious of the fact that like Victor and his girlfriend will like hang out like late into the night, and then Victor will
Yeah.
just go home to go to bed. And I was
That's
like,
that's what it's all about. There is
Yeah.
nothing wrong with like I
Yeah.
just hate sleeping with other people. Like if they touch me, it's weird. I don't like it. And like when you're married, it's an art form of figuring out how to never come in contact while you're actually trying to
Yeah,
sleep.
here's the thing
90%
about
of
the
the
whole-
relationship is figuring out how you're actually going to
Yeah.
sleep in a bed with this
People-
person. It's
people
horrible.
make fun of like the Brady Bunch because the parents had separate beds. I
No,
think they had it
no.
figured out.
Yeah.
They
me
push
too.
those beds together on the reg, my
You know
nigga. You
what?
know
Right.
they doing it. But then they go to sleep separately. Ugh,
Yeah, but
God.
like, here's the thing. I definitely, if I, when I get married, want to have separate bedrooms because it's like when you think about it, the whole tradition is a social construct of sharing the
sure.
same bed. Social construct
the
because think of it
Chinese
this
don't
way.
do that shit. Or the ancient
back
Chinese.
back in the 1800s or whenever, didn't have any
Mm-hmm.
room. It was like one room for both the parents and then
That's true.
another room for all 7 of the kids.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
as houses got bigger, every single kid is going to campaign for as much space as possible. But no parent, no married couples are going to want to be in separate rooms because they'll look like they don't have as good of a bond as their friends do. Right?
Yeah,
so it
I hear you on
creates
that,
this
dude.
like demand. So it creates this artificial scarcity of rooms.
There's this like
for
expectation
parents,
aura
yeah.
thing going on.
So, like, you just
yeah.
get-
you're really into that
rid of that.
artificial scarcity phrase.
Yeah.
I
a good phrase.
personally,
It is a good
I
phrase.
just can't get to sleep without jacking off at least once. And so
That doesn't help me at all. I'm just
it's
back where I
so-
started after I
it's
jack
so
off.
weird. Well, it doesn't help me to get to sleep. It's more like I can't not jack off
Yeah,
while on the
exactly.
way to bed. And so
If you
even
say
if
so.
I have firsthand experience that it doesn't matter if I have sex immediately before bed, I will jack off 20 minutes later. And trying to explain that to your girlfriend who's sleeping next to you on the same bed while you're half of the... Now, mind you, I'm really good at jacking off quietly and without moving too much. I know how to do it without having to shake the bed and wake her up. You know, I'm pretty sure she was not even aware of half the times I was jacking off, sometimes in broad daylight right
good.
next to her. But, you know, there's...
Sometimes right behind her face as she was cooking.
Sometimes in the
how?
supermarket.
How am
sometimes
I
in
going to
the
get
bank.
behind her face while she's cooking? You mean just like behind her?
You gotta stand on a footstool or something. I mean, she was a giant
Sometimes
anyway.
at her
she was
mother's
like
house
sitting
over
right
dinner.
But anyway, yeah, it's like she would go to sleep and I'd be like, I don't want to wake her up, but I can't get to sleep. And then like for me, I have this like if I lay in bed for like 40 minutes and it's not working, I get up and go do other stuff, you know. So I'd be like laying in bed, like fucking awkwardly trying to be quiet, and of course she's not listening to music or anything. She just fucking passed out. So I'm sitting there in silence, like, oh fuck, this is so weird. And then I get up, get on my computer, like a laptop, you know, watch anime and shit, then jack off again because I laid down again, so now I have to do that whole process again.
Then stand
so by
over
the end of
her
the
and
night,
jack off on her and let
Yeah,
it rain
exactly.
down.
Well, that's her responsibility to accept that burden.
Right. But
Right.
yeah, it's just you gotta jack off
That
so
was a
many
joke.
times.
She needs that pitter patter of raindrops to fall asleep. So you
Yeah,
gotta
that's
jack
right.
off over her. And
Yeah. Actually, I do wonder if having a bunch of sound going on would fix a lot of that. Because I feel like if I had like,
Yeah,
if I
that's
had to
quite
sleep
slap,
with someone,
slap,
I might just
slap.
super multi-layer it. Like put on like the sound of rain, the sound of fire,
Holy
like two
shit,
ASMR
that sounds
videos,
too much.
a whole bunch of
Nothing
stuff just to
relaxes
the point
me
that
to sleep like the sound of my boyfriend jacking it. It's like the rhythmic thrumming of a mother's heartbeat in the womb.
That one's close. Hey, but you know, I can't relate to needing to jack off before I go to sleep, but I can relate in that I feel extreme anger at myself if I haven't jacked off during the day when I go to sleep. It's like I wasted my day. What was I doing this whole day if I didn't jack off? It's a wash, you know.
yeah.
Nothing fills me with regret like that.
I surprisingly know what you mean, because like I'll be going
I
to
feel the
bed.
Right?
exact opposite.
I lost a little bit
Well-
of joy out of my life.
Well, it's just because I feel like there's so much porn in the world that every day I don't jack off, it's like I've pushed back the tide has gotten away from me more. Like,
That's true.
Like you know, like if I jack off 3 times in the same day, and then it gets to a point where like I've seen everything on the couple, like everything new on the few sites I use, and I'm like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
like ahead of the curve for jack. Like I feel like this current week of porn, I've seen all of it, and I can check that off as like in the historical context of porn. There's a whole week where I know everything that came out that week. You know?
It's such an interesting, it's such a telling insight into you, Digi, that you think about porn in the same way you think about like anime or like any of the media you're trying to consume. It's just another art form to be consumed.
Yeah,
you're a beast,
really, he
dude.
does
I
it as
have
an
strong-
obligation.
I have strong regrets
Yeah, right.
that I can't do
The
like
fans
porn
demand
analysis.
that I stay up to date.
That you can't do porn analysis. You know,
Yeah.
Cece's been talking about maybe doing some of that
need
shit.
We
and I
need
encourage
the
Cece, if you're listening to this,
pornography
do that.
diaries.
Well, the problem
From
with doing
Digibro.
porn
Yeah,
analysis
right.
is that it's all going to be the same. It's always going to be like, and this picture is attractive because the line art curves in this way, and that's what makes it
I mean,
hot,
if you're
you know?
no, that's dumb. Because I mean, if you look at just the one example is that that Bane porn that fucking like Pornhub did that was like.
I have no idea
I
what
don't
you're
know.
talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about? God, it was this like clearly the TV board on 4chan was responsible for making this happen. It was like there was just some porn where like this guy brings a chick home to his house. His whole family is Bane, like his mom and dad. Everyone, haven't I told you about this before?
Wait, is the guy Bane too?
Yeah, they're all Bane. Everyone's Bane. Mom's Bane, Dad's Bane, the kid's Bane.
So is the girl Bane?
The girl's Bane too. She puts on the
Okay.
mask and she becomes Bane.
Oh
and then
my
like every
God.
line, every line of the script like was a meme, was a TV meme. It was insane, and like that's fucking fascinating. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So go Google that. I don't know who.
Why is
who's
nobody
in it,
doing
but-
episodic vlogging of the Sex Factor? I'm
That's a
surprised
great
that's
question.
Not happening.
That's a
That's
great
a really
question.
great question.
Literally all of my friends are watching it at this point.
Yeah,
I
but
have
that's
no idea
you know.
what that is.
It's
Oh,
the
you're
new
missing out,
X-Hamster.
dude.
It's the new X-Hamster original series, which is literally a reality show about porn.
Yep.
It's like America's Next Top Model, but for porn stars.
Oh
Do
my.
you
Yeah.
have to make Do you have to make porn or
Yeah.
star in
Well,
porn?
Yeah,
they
they're
star
all
in
like
porn.
upcoming. They're all like new people who are trying to become porn stars. And there's like the male team and the women's team, and they're trying to like.
What's like the challenge they have every
It'll
week?
be
Well,
like
like,
who can give the best
blowjob
blowjob
challenge or
blowjobs.
something. Yeah.
No, they're trying to
Just
be
things
actors.
like that.
There's one in episode 2. There was a part where it was just like a minor competition for the guys' side where they all had to stand around this bathtub and they all had their
Oh,
dicks
God.
out, and there's 2 women in the bathtub making out, and whoever got an erection
Oh, my.
fastest would
Yep.
then they would make his dick into a mold like for a dildo. And
And my dude,
that was
Hero
just-
D protagonist won that shit. Clearly a
Yeah.
One Piece fan.
oh yeah, you're right. Hero D
You know, I
protagonist
looked
must
into
be
it. I looked into it. The D stands for danger. He's not actually a One Piece fan.
You know that's kind
know,
of
right?
hot in the way that it dehumanizes them.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I think something about dehumanization is very attractive to me.
Oh, yeah. I
The
don't wanna
show
think
is
about
just
the
basically
humans.
a really like low budget, badly edited like reality show, but it feels just like any other reality show aside from the fact that it's particularly badly edited. But like yeah, it is what it is, and we played a drinking game with it, me and my friends. Just like every time, every time they would show the logo or like show certain characters, you have to drink or whatever. But yeah, it's
By
a
the way,
full-on
Blair
pornographic
Williams.
show.
Blair Williams is going the distance. Blair's gonna win it. I'm calling it right now. She's the champion. She's got the hunger. She's got the fire. She's got what it takes to win this competition.
So,
Team Blair.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
How many hours a day do you think Blair Williams sleeps?
Man, in eternity. After each one of these sessions, she needs to recharge because she brings such intensity to the competition. It's gonna take months to recover. Yep.
I think we've all officially got our brains on porn now. Nobody's thinking about sleep anymore.
That's true.
So I don't know. Should we wrap this up? Anybody got any
Yeah,
more
let's-
thoughts on sleep? I
let's-
want it to go
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
They
I
don't have
agree.
sleep
Would
in
like it
Star
to go
Trek.
away.
I'm.
But-
What? Yeah, of course they do.
No,
Everyone
they don't.
sleeps
They
in
have
Star
those
Trek.
like they have those pod things where they just like sit in it and it'll like give them however much sleep they want, and then they
That-
just
Wait,
get
don't
out.
Don't
What?
they have those in?
That's not
don't
true.
they have those in that? What's that anime with the Star Kingdom and the Empire? and,
Legend of the
Uh,
Galactic Heroes. They do have it in that.
yeah, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Wait,
I
wait,
want- I
whoa,
want
whoa,
one of
whoa!
those.
What? I've watched a ton of Star. I've never seen these fucking pods. Everyone has quarters that they sleep in.
Yeah, but they can also use those things.
Isn't there like a rest?
I have
there's, like, a
never
rest-
seen this
I
shit.
remember there was a part where like
Like in between
where-
battles, right?
Yeah, like when they're about to
Battles?
do something that's gonna take a long time, they'll like go into the pod and just like get the quick rest or whatever. I'm pretty
Was-
sure.
was
Yeah,
this
like
in-
they don't use them all the time.
What?
Yeah.
But they have them on
I
the ships
distinctly
that like the
remember
crew members
Picard
can jump
using one.
into.
What the fuck? Why did I
I'm
not see this
almost
shit?
Star
Positive
Trek
about
White
that.
Noise Sleep. No, that's just some. That's a real thing.
Well, I'll,
Well, you
I'll
know
have
what?
to
You know
look
what?
into it, I
Here's-
guess.
Here's the upside. I mean, I hate sleep. I wish I could stay awake and work all the time. However,
me too.
I made a graph the other day about my motivation to work and how it's when I wake up, it's like dirt at the bottom, but then like as the day gets closer and closer to being done, it like ramps up because I become desperate. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't done anything today.
That's fair.
And
Yeah,
so
I do
so I
s-
guess
I do
has
schedule
that
my
one
whole day
small-
around like
yeah.
I do like structure how I'm gonna start the day very specifically. Like oftentimes if I'm working on a video, I'll have my bed scooted right up next to my desk, and I don't
Yeah.
have like a bed frame, so it goes underneath my desk nicely. Wake up, I wake up, and then I was just waiting for an interruption there.
I
And,
feel just fine. Your face.
and so then the first thing I do is like I make one edit. Like the first thing I do is I'll like, you know, there, I just did one edit, you know? And that way, when I go to the bathroom and get breakfast or talk to people, I am taking a break from editing rather than waiting for the moment at which I start working on editing. So I
that's
do a lot
interesting.
of work. In fact, actually, what I did yesterday or this morning was I was trying to finish this anime, and so I put the next episode of it as my wake-up song because it was Gonkatsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo, and the
See.
OP for that is a really nice song to wake up to. And
I
was like,
can't
this is
imagine
brilliant.
waking up and immediately trying to process it. Subtitle. Well,
Dude,
you were
man.
watching dubbed, but
You're really onto something there though with like the doing a little bit of work right away. I mean,
You
like
know?
more artists than I can even count say that like, you know, you just got to do like a warrant like when you wake up you got to do like a warm-up sketch to get in the fucking zone.
Mm-hmm.
You got to like bang out like 1 or 2 real quick ones so you're in like a drawing mindset. And like I'm sure that applies to other.
I've been doing that a little bit
too,
Devu, but you've reinvigorated my desire to do that, to sort of force yourself into it. Good
I
advice.
just kind of wake up and immediately watch like all the YouTube videos. That's like the first thing I do.
I mean, I've been in the habit of like getting up and then I go on Twitter and I check Tapastic for any messages and I check my email and I look at my Tumblr and like sometimes it really fucks me up because like before I know it, like 6 hours have gone by and I'm just like fucking around on social media.
It's definitely always like the first hour or two after I wake up are usually like just reading and responding to comments and like watching every YouTube video that's come out. And sometimes if a lot of long ones have come out and I just don't think about it, I will end up sitting there for like hours. And the only upside to that kind of is that I won't eat, like I won't think to eat for that time. So like I'm convinced that the only way that I keep my weight in check is that I sleep so much and I forget to eat anytime I get into something. Like, you know, sleep for 8 hours, wake up, sit on the internet for 2 hours, and then realize you're hungry. And, like, I don't know, it seems like a good weight loss.
Whoa, hey,
tactic.
I just happened to open Twitter because Ben suggested, and I just saw that Idle Yokai did the Drawcast, the first Pokemon Drawcast. She just drew all the Pokemon. Way to go, dude. Nice work. They look beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Idle Yokai.
Anyway,
Anyway,
they do look awesome.
yeah, they're awesome. Let's wrap this bad boy up, shall we? Anyone else got anything to say?
Yes, I gotta say, go to the Procrastinators subreddit, r/the Procrastinators, because I don't know if everyone knows about it, because we were talking about...
I don't think we've ever mentioned it on the podcast.
I think because we gotta get people on there, because, you know, I'm sure some people have some degree in which they're thinking, man, if only there was a place where I could follow everything that the TPC people do. Well, you're in luck.
No, I use it myself. Like I log on there and I check the fucking r/the Procrastinators. That's the
and
address.
while we're
There
at it,
you
did
go.
you know that Harry's Razors, they loved these razors so much they bought the factory that makes the razors.
No, I'm serious. Like I log on to the subreddit to see like if any of you guys have released any videos.
Oh,
in the
wow,
last
that's
day,
cool.
Because like I don't want to like ask in the chat because like, you know, you guys aren't always online and like
And this
I can't wait for that
this
shit.
this subreddit is not
I
only
let Rival
thorough, it is
Steven take
exhaustive.
care of it for me.
All songs that these people make are posted on here, because that's one thing, is that not everyone is able to follow all of the SoundClouds of Jesse and Digi and so on, but all of the songs that are made are also posted here. And best of all of the fan art that people draw is posted immediately to the subreddit.
Not all of it.
So you can... Not all of it? Do you not
Not even
Well,
definitely
remotely
not all
all
of
of
it.
mine. I mean, I get like 2 or 3 a day.
I see.
Just whatever Rival Steven
Well, we
happens to
encourage
catch.
anyone who follows him on Twitter, just feel free to post it there anyway.
All
right, that's
and
enough.
Also, not nearly all of our videos, because not all my After Dark stuff gets posted there, I don't think.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know,
Guys,
those don't
you gotta
matter.
help out, because like Rival Steven is this guy who stood up to the challenge and has been posting almost everything. But you guys can do it too. Do our bitch work for us, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
don't
please,
call it
please,
that.
and thank you. Okay, and with that, we're done. Wrapping it up for the day. Thank you for watching this week of the Procrastinators thing. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Everybody say
Faux
goodbye.
Procrastinators.
Bye.
Bye.
Wake me up! Wake me up!
Wake me up, bitch. I can't wake up. Wake me up, bitch.
Save me!
Save me from the
Get me out of my bed! I